A few seasons ago, I noticed something strange in my garden. Anywhere I dumped ashes from my cooking fire, the plants nearby exploded with growth. The Sakuma wiki looked darker, the tomatoes were thicker, even the weeds seemed stronger. At first I thought it was just coincidence. But then I tried something simple. I soaked that wood ash in water and let it sit for a few days before feeding it to my soil. What happened next honestly shocked me. Seedlings doubled in size, leaves turned deep green almost overnight. My soil felt softer, more alive, easier to work. That's when I discovered one of the most forgotten traditional gardening secrets: fermented wood ash. And today on Soil Stories, I want to share exactly how it works, why it supercharges growth, and how you can safely use it to make your plants grow crazy fast without buying expensive fertilizers. Why wood ash is more powerful than you think. Most gardeners treat ash like waste, but wood ash is actually packed with minerals plants love. When you burn clean firewood, what remains is concentrated nutrition pulled from the tree during its life. That gray powder contains potassium, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and dozens of trace minerals. Think of it like nature's mineral supplement. Potassium helps plants grow stronger stems and bigger fruits. Calcium strengthens cell walls and prevents blossom end rot. Magnesium boosts chlorophyll production, which means, greener leaves and faster photosynthesis. So technically, ash is already fertilizer. But here's the catch. Fresh ash works slowly because, many nutrients are locked up or just too alkaline for plants to absorb immediately. That's where fermentation changes everything. When you soak wood ash in water and let it sit for a few days, something magical happens. Microbes wake up. Natural bacteria begin breaking down the minerals. Nutrients dissolve into the water. The solution becomes more plant-available and gentler on roots. Instead of a harsh powder that can burn plants, you get a liquid mineral tonic. I like to think of it as turning hard food into soup. Plants can drink it instantly, and that's why growth becomes so fast and noticeable. How I ferment wood ash at home? It's a simple method anyone can do. You don't need fancy tools or special products, just a bucket, water, and clean ash. I always use ash from pure firewood only. No charcoal briquettes, no painted wood, no trash burning. Only natural wood. This is very important because chemicals can harm your soil. I fill a bucket about 1/3 full with ash. Then I add water until the bucket is almost full. Stir it well until it looks like gray muddy water. Then I leave it covered in a shady place for 3 to 5 days. Each day, I stir it once. By the 3rd day, you'll notice bubbles and a slight earthy smell. That's microbial activity. That means fermentation is happening. After about 5 days, I go ahead and strain the liquid. Now you've got what I like to call liquid gold for your garden, but using fermented ash for fast plant growth, this is where, honestly, most gardeners make mistakes. More is definitely not better. Ash is really powerful stuff, so you absolutely have to dilute it. What I do is mix 1 part of the fermented ash liquid with about 5 to 10 parts water. The color you're aiming for should look like weak tea, not dark gray or anything heavy. Then I water my plants right at the base, not over the leaves. And within just a few days you'll start to notice stronger growth. Leafy vegetables, they respond the fastest. Sukuma wiki, spinach, lettuce, and managu, they just seem to love it. You'll see them turn a darker green and the stems get a lot thicker. Fruit plants like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants, they end up producing more flowers and even bigger fruits. And even root crops like carrots and onions, they grow firmer and healthier. Honestly, it feels like the soil just suddenly wakes up. Why your soil loves this treatment is, the benefit isn't just feeding plants directly, it actually feeds the soil too. Fermented ash improves soil structure by adding minerals that help particles bind into healthy aggregates. This, in turn, creates better aeration and drainage. It also supports beneficial microbes. Healthy microbes mean faster composting, better nutrient cycling, and stronger roots. Over time, your soil becomes softer and, honestly, more alive. You'll notice it's easier to dig. Earthworms increase, water penetrates better. That's when you know your soil ecosystem is thriving, and thriving soil grows thriving plants. Let me share lessons I learned the hard way. Fresh dry ash sprinkled directly can burn roots and raise soil pH too fast. I once damaged my beans doing this. Too much ash can make soil overly alkaline, which blocks nutrients like iron. That's why moderation is key. Use fermented liquid, dilute it properly, and apply every 2 to 3 weeks, not daily. Also, avoid using ash on acid-loving plants like potatoes or blueberries. They prefer slightly acidic soil. Listen to your garden. Watch how plants respond. Gardening is observation more than rules. My favorite way to combine it for even bigger results. Well, here's a little trick I use on soil stories that gives honestly unbelievable results. I mix fermented ash with compost tea or manure tea. This creates a complete fertilizer, minerals from ash, plus nitrogen, and microbes from compost. The combination is powerful. Plants grow faster, greener, and stronger than using either alone. If you've ever wanted that market garden look with thick leaves and heavy harvests, this mix really gets you there naturally. And it costs almost nothing, just kitchen scraps, wood ash, and water. Why this old-school method still beats store fertilizers? Modern fertilizers work fast, yes, but honestly, they often feed the plant while starving the soil. Over time, soil becomes compacted and lifeless. Fermented ash works differently. It feeds both plant and soil together. It's slow, steady, sustainable, and it uses waste you already have. To me, that's real gardening wisdom, turning what we throw away into life. That's the heart of soil stories. Every season, I'm reminded that the best solutions are usually simple, not expensive bottles, not complicated formulas, just traditional knowledge and a little patience. Fermented wood ash is one of those forgotten secrets that quietly transforms a garden. If your plants seem slow, if your soil feels tired, if you want faster, greener growth naturally, try this method. Give it one bed, observe for 2 weeks. I promise you'll see the difference with your own eyes, and when you do, you'll never throw away wood ash again. If this tip helped you, and you love learning simple, natural ways to grow healthier soil, make sure you subscribe to Soil Stories, share this with a fellow gardener, and join me in the next video where we keep uncovering powerful forgotten techniques that turn ordinary gardens into thriving food forests. Because healthy soil tells the best stories, and we're just getting started.